I'm going to start my class today, and today you must bear in mind I'm taking it on a mobile, so perhaps it you may not realize it, but it should not be that good quality because my laptop has got a problem, and so I'm taking it on my mobile. And today it will be a short class. I will try to do it. I will try to introduce you to protozoa. Protozoa as such, it's a huge topic, but you need to study only a little bit of that. You don't need to study the whole entire system thing over there. You just need to study the part which the note I've already sent on WhatsApp. You need to study that part, and this little video, if it comes properly, I will send it to you. Otherwise, I'll make a video and send it to you. So let us go. Let me start sharing my screen. So share screen. Start sharing. So I've started sharing my screen. So let me get to my Are you able to see the screen? Subkingdom protozoa? Yes. Okay, fine. If you are able, I could not hear it. You are able to see it, right? स्क्रीन दिख रहा है ना?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा ठीक है. Okay, okay. So it's so so first thing today, what I will be talking about is subkingdom protozoa. So, according to the classification of Benjamin Levin, I'm sorry, it's according to the classification of Levin et al. 1980, protozoa is no longer placed under a phylum. It is placed under a subkingdom. Kingdom Animalia, subkingdom Protozoa, and you have another subkingdom Metazoa. But now let us talk about this subkingdom. It's a subkingdom. It's just below the kingdom. The highest is kingdom, below that subkingdom is it's the next one. So subkingdom protozoa. So they divide it into these following phylum. Phylum Sarcomastigophora, phylum Labyrinthomorpha, phylum Apicomplexa, phylum Microspora, phylum Acetospora, phylum Mixozoa, uh, phylum Celiophora.
So what is Levine et al.?
Levin et al. So you have these phyla. First is phylum Sarcomastigophora, Labyrinthomorpha, Apicomplexa, Microspora, Acetospora, Mixozoa, Celiophora. So this classification is according to Levin et al. 1980. I will send this publication later to you. It's just a publication in a scientific journal. But right now, consider read only this part because you have got a huge syllabus. There is really not much time to take other class to go into more details about other stuff. So read this note for the time being. So now let us look at the characteristic features of the subkingdom protozoa. As you know, they are microscopic, they are single celled animal, and you know that the single cell performs all the vital activities of the body. So they are you can see them under a microscope. They have got only one cell, and inside the one cell There are small, instead of organs, they have small organelles. They do all the vital activities of the body, like digestion, reproduction, then respiration, and other physiological activities which the body needs. It is done by it. Their body may be naked, that is, there is no covering, or they may be covered by a structure known as pellicle, or in case in certain protozoans it may be covered by a shell. The next important point is the locomotory organs are pseudopodia, flagella, or cilia. So what is a pseudopodia?
It shows in AMPA.
False food.
So you are seeing this. You are able to see this. So if this is an amoeba, it's got an irregular shape. Then suddenly it has got finger-like projections. These finger-like projections are known as pseudopodia. I'm writing pseudo, not writing the whole thing. They are known as pseudopodians, finger-like projections. So this is a 1 mark question which comes. What is a pseudopodia? A flagella. So if this is an organism, just a minute. So if this is the organism, say there is a type of protozoa known as Euglena, which have got chlorophyll very strangely. So they have got a long whip-like structure, chabuk jaisa structure, a whip-like structure. This moves. So
Pseudopodia মানে
therefore that is known as. So this whip-like structure, this is the flagella. It's for locomotion. Flagella. So with the help of pseudopodia or flagella, or maybe you have got another organism, protozoa, very famous protozoa. This is known as paramecium. On the body you can find it's covered by small hair-like structure called this is known as cilia. That is also a locomotory organism. Basically, the cilia and flagella that differ is that cilia are very small and numerous cilia are present all over the body, and flagella are maybe 1 or 2, and it's huge, long. So you have only one. So that is the difference between them. So they may move by pseudopodia, flagella, or cilia. In some protozoans, all of these three are absent. Then another important characteristic is that the nucleus is single or multiple or sac-like. So the nucleus is single or multiple or sac-like. Biconvex. This biconvex means golla, like this. This is convex, and it has got a region inside which is deeply staining, and that is known as endosome. Some means body and endo means inside. A body present inside nucleus is the endosome of the nucleus. So let us go to the first phylum, which is Sarcomastigophora. So this amoeba, you people are quite familiar that with this organism known as amoeba. So this is a Sarcomastigophoran. So Sarcomastigophorans have got a locomotory organ which is either pseudopodia or flagella. So Sarcomastigophora, under Sarcomastigophora you find Euglena or amoeba. So they have either a flagella or they have pseudopodia. Nucleus monomorphic, that is the nucleus has got a single form. It's got a single form. Monomorphic means it has got a single form. They don't have different looking nucleus. It is monomorphic. It's got a single form. Reproduction is by fission or syngamy. So reproduction it happens. What when you talk about reproduction, you have fission. So this is an amoeba, single amoeba. They divide, they fission, they divide into two small amoebas. So this is fission. Syngamy means maybe if there are like one spore is there of one and another spore is there, they fuse together and possibly they'll form a bigger spore. So this is same size gametes, but syngamy is a very rare phenomenon, so you need not consider. So they divide by fission. That is the most important point. Reproduction by fission. Remember that. So examples are amoeba, trypanosoma, euglena, opalina, entamoeba, leishmania. So trypanosoma, leishmania, you know, they cause kala azar. It's a disease. And trypanosoma, sleeping sickness or Chagas disease. Amoeba, entamoeba, your amoebic dysentery. And opalina is another beautiful amoeba, another beautiful protozoan which you see. And euglena, you know, the chlorophyll containing euglenans. So I've given a photo of, I'll later give the photos, show you several photos of different protozoans. But right now this is an amoeba and it belongs to the phylum Sarcomastigophora. The main character, main identifying feature is locomotory organelles rather, pseudopodia or flagella. If they have pseudopodia or flagella, they are Sarcomastigophora. Then the next one is the Labyrinthomorpha. They essentially, the Labyrinthomorpha, they look like this. This is how the Labyrinthomorphans look. They have got a network around their body. They have got a network around their body. So they have got, so the main characteristic of Labyrinthomorphan is they have got slime nets and fungus-like organisms and are mainly known for attacking sea grasses. They attack sea grasses which present inside the sea. So you see in their body, if you have a look at the body, I'm increasing the size. You see fine net-like structures which are coming out of their body, and they are known as Labyrinthomorpha. And so, therefore, these organisms, these protozoans are placed under a separate phylum, Labyrinthomorpha. And they have got other characteristics. They live as a collective of spindle-shaped cells. Collective means they live in groups. So there are many of these Labyrinthomorphans, and they look like spindles. Spindle hota hai. This is spindle shaped. So this is a, if this shape is known as spindle, if you follow, this shape is a spindle. This is approximately a spindle shape. So many of these they live together. And anastome means that they have got net-like structures all over their body. So like net-like structures, they come, they anastome means they make a net, they cross each other. So this is the spindle-like body, and on top they have a net-like structure it forms all around their body. So they form body net-like structures like this, essentially. So the anastomose, like this is means the anastomose therefore means that they cross each other and form a net-like structure. And these minor tubes, these tubes from the spindle-shaped body, you see these net-like, these tube-like structures which are coming out. These nets, they are small tube-like structures. They are formed by special organelles known as bothrosomes. So special organelles known as bothrosomes. They are made by special organelles known as bothrosomes. Remember this name. Funny thing is, the cells move freely through the tubes. They move freely through the tubes, but cannot move at all if they are removed from them. So the tube which is surrounding the tubes which are surrounding these uh, organisms, this organism, they help them in locomotion, but they don't have something like a flagella or cilia or pseudopodia, but they move around. Example, you have to remember this Labyrinthothoides heliotidis. They live in salt basically. Therefore, the name Labyrinthidis heliotidis. Yeah, I've increased the size. Labyrinthuloides heliotidis. इसको रट्टा मारना है. One or two examples of each phylum you have to know. Now let us go to the next phyla, which is very important. And that is the phylum Apicomplexa. The name Apicomplexa comes, the apex means on the top. The top part is known as apex. So there is an apical complex present on the top. So therefore, these because of this presence of this apical complex, they belong to the phylum Apicomplexa. As written, it possesses an apical complex which can be seen under it possesses an apical complex which can be seen under electron microscope. So electron microscope is a huge microscope which uses electrons instead of light to magnify. So you can see them. They are all generally all intercellular parasites and lack locomotory organs. They don't have locomotory organs. Example is Plasmodium, the one which causes malaria, and Monocystis is also there. So micropore may be present at certain stage. That's another structure. So remember the presence of apical complex and they are intracellular parasites. So the important points are to remember are apical complex and they are all intercellular parasites. Inside, intercellular means inside the cell, not inside the body. They go directly into the cell, inside RBCs or liver cells. For example, Plasmodia. So let us increase the size of one of these things. So this is how an apicomplexa looks like, and this red structure over here, this red structure over here is the apical complex. Remember this part. Next comes the phylum Microspora. As the name says, the spore is single celled. Spore wall is without any pore. Sporoplasm is with one or two nuclei. Sporoplasm means since it's like spore-like structure, inside the spore there is the material like cytoplasm inside the spore is known as sporoplasm. They have got one or two nuclei. They have a polar cap and polar tubules always present. Example is Microspora, and this is a picture of a Microspora. This is how it looks. It looks a spore-like structure. This is inside this spore-like structure. This is one Microspora. This is next is another Microspora. Another Microspora. They are inside the spore-like covering, and as you know, they have got inside that always present is polar cap and polar tubules. So polar cap and polar tubules are present. spore wall is without any pore. Remember. So this is the spore wall. Where is the spore wall? This is the spore wall outside. This region is outside is the spore wall. Spore wall, diwar. This is the spore wall. So after the microspora comes the another phylum, which is Acetospora. Example is also Acetospora. So this is also spores are generally multicellular, maybe single celled. All are parasites, and the sporoplasm may be maybe one or two or many types of sporoplasms present. This is a picture of an Acetospora phylum. Just remember one characteristic: spores are generally multicellular, maybe single celled, and they are parasitic. And example Acetospora. Just remember this much is, I think, in my opinion, is good enough. Then you have phylum Myxozoa. Example is also Myxozoa. They are all spores, multicellular origin of spores. Polar capsule one to many. There are many one to many polar capsules, and they are all parasites. This is a structure of one of these examples of Myxozoa. This is an electron microscope structure of Myxozoa. You just have to draw these structures, learn these points, and then go ahead. Then the famous one, Paramecium, that belongs to the phylum Celiophora. Phylum Celiophora. So in this Celiophora, the locomotory organs are they ask, write two characteristic features of phylum Celiophora. Simple cilia, locomotory or complex ciliatory organelles. So they have bodies covered by cilia. Nucleus of two types. This is an important one, micronucleus and one macronucleus. So they have a micronucleus and macronucleus. Presence of cytostome and cytopyge. Cytostome is the cell mouth. This is the mouth basically of the cell. Since it's a unicellular, you can call it a cell mouth. It's cytopyge, cytostome, and cytopyge is cell anus. This is present. Example, Paramecium, Tetrahymena. So this is a structure of a Paramecium. You can see below the anal pore here, cell membrane, oral groove. Here is this region, the cytostome is present, and cytopyge is also present over there. Then you have body is covered by cilia. Then you have contractile vacuoles. They have one large nucleus and one small, known as macronucleus, and a small nucleus known as micronucleus. So this is how basically what you read about, what is there to read for you to read in protozoans. So I have right now stopped my sharing. So I hope this is clear. Any questions? Today Pritadeep did not ask any questions. Questions?
Sir, every protozoan cells are eukaryotic in nature.
Yes, absolutely. They are eukaryotes. They are not prokaryotes. They are all, very good question. Remember this, we're very careful. They are all eukaryotes. Eukaryote means they are true cells. They have cell organelles like nucleus, cytoplasm, which has got Golgi bodies. They have got mitochondria or chloroplasts, and they have got peroxisomes, they have got cilia, flagella, they have got endosome, they have got ectoplasm, endoplasm. All these things are present in eukaryotic cells. This thing is very important to remember. Very good question. Okay, any other questions? If not, I will end my class over here. समझ में आया सबको? Okay, okay. तब मैं I am ending my class over here. Bye bye, and have a nice time, and stay safe. I will tell when the next class is. It's supposed to be Wednesday, right?
Yes, sir, at 11
Yes,
a.m.
sir.
हाँ
Yes, sir.
वेडनेसडे 11, तब कल 11 o'clock मिलते हैं, ठीक है? छोटा क्लास ही करूँगा अभी, 20 तारीख के बाद से लंबा क्लास चालू हो जाएगा. ओके देन, बाय बाय.